Welcome to GBN America. I'm Nana Akua. Harry. Oh dear. Prince Harry has been ordered to pay 90% of the public's legal bill after losing his High Court battle with the Home Office, who have rightly downgraded his security because he's no longer a working royal. He's got a 10% discount from the rumoured $1 million in costs because of government delays, although his team apparently tried to barter and only pay half of the full amount. Instead of leaving it there, Harry's solicitors said that he will seek to challenge the decision. They must be rubbing their hands with glee. They're the only real winners. Harry was forced to apologise after breaching confidentiality rules, which they, his own lawyers, pointed out to the court. You couldn't make this up. He just can't accept it, can he? This is a clear case as someone who's never been told no. The answer is no, Harry. Now clear off and enjoy your Montecito life with your new family. You've turned your back on your royal one, so it's over. Why can't you just get on with your own life? It's pathetic. Go away. Although we might be forced to take him back if his admission in his book of drug taking gets him kicked out of the States. There was a pretty awkward moment last week when a woman sporting an arguably nicer white dress than the Duchess of Sussex was apparently told by her to move away from Prince Harry. Actually, if you see it in the video, it looks like she's sort of pushing her out of the way. This was for a photo call, so the young lady would be standing next to Meghan instead. Meghan even dropped in a PDA and gave Harry a smooch for the cameras, which is unlike her. She's usually rejecting his advances. Looks like the green-eyed monster rearing its ugly head. Meghan is reportedly gearing up to film a new solo series for Netflix to show off her cooking and gardening skills. And a bit like the last one, it won't be shot at their Montecito mansion. They've apparently hired another mansion nearby. Talk about flogging a dead horse. Give up, Netflix, please. Well, according to Samantha Cohen, who worked for the late Queen as a press secretary, the Queen had no ego. She was so comfortable in herself, yet she loved it when things went wrong. Well, when it comes to her grandson living in the States, it seems to consistently go wrong. And joining me now is Lady Victoria Hervey to give us the inside scoop on what's going on with the Sussexes duo. The Duke of Sussex has lost his bid, as you heard, after his appeal, losing his battle with the Home Office over his personal security arrangements when he visited the UK. And this, of course, has led to Harry for him to believe that his children cannot feel at home or safe in the UK. Let's see what Lady Victoria Hervey thinks. What do you think, Lady V? Lovely to see you.
Good to see you too. Well, you know, the security issue, it's right. It's sort of like he can't have it all. He either wants to be part of the royal family or he's leaving the royal family to pursue his California lifestyle. But the problem is, you know, he realises that life of Netflix, which is obsessed with the royal family, it's only going to continue if he keeps coming back here. So, of course, now, you know, too much, don't have enough security. Of course he'll still have the security.
Yeah, it's not like they're literally taking the thing away.
No.
All they said is you are no longer a working royal, which is perfectly reasonable. Right. And so you will no longer receive the protection that you received as a working royal. He should get over it. He's been here a few times anyway with the same level of protection.
Yeah.
I don't get what the problem is. He will be safe. He will be fine.
I just think this story is sort of just dragging on. Of course he's going to have at least one or two protection officers. It just means that he has to pay for it instead of the country paying for it.
I think he's using it as an excuse because he hasn't brought his kids to see his grandparents, and I think he's using it as an excuse so he doesn't look so horrible.
Or maybe it's Meghan using it as an excuse.
Well, either way,
I sort of a holdover. It is sad in a way that, you know, his children aren't getting to sort of meet their cousins regularly as they grow up together and the rest of the family members. I'm sure, like, as they get older, they'll probably resent the fact that they didn't have that.
Exactly.
child.
I would as well. If it was me, I'd say, well, why didn't you take me to see the Queen?
Right.
Why didn't you...
Because there'll be those family photos, right, at the family gatherings, and where's Lilibet and Archie? They're not in the pictures.
And they'll be asking, because, you know, when you see family photos when you're, young, where was I?
Yeah.
How come we didn't... What was... And then when you, obviously, as you get older, you'll learn about all of this because it's not, I mean, it's all on digital, isn't it? It's not going anywhere. So I don't know what they think they're going to tell their kids when the kids get older, but the kids will not be happy. I would be furious if my parents had done that to me.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of issues as they get older, become teenagers. They're going to get very resentful.
Yeah. Well, that'll be interesting to see how that progresses, because I suspect if this carries on, then the relationship will continue to fizzle. And if it continues to fizzle, those kids will get older and they'll know what's going on. Now, what about Harry, though? Because Harry, with the admission of the drug taking in his book...
Yes. So I think there's like two sides, right? They're now saying that he may have made it up. I mean, I don't know if this is like his legal counsel telling him this, but that could be an idea for him to get out of it. They could say, oh, he's actually made it up in order to sell books, which people, you know, might think, oh, yeah, but, like, why would he do that?
Well, he's already actually said it on camera, though, hasn't he?
And he's done all these, like, TV interviews talking about how he had to do ayahuasca. And,
exactly,
you know,
that's what I'm saying.
My experience of that is I haven't done ayahuasca yet, but my friends that have done it have dealt with drug issues in their past, and they see ayahuasca as this sort of like the last frontier in a way of what they can do to help addiction. So
because he's talked about it afterwards, about the drugs that he takes to help him with his mental health, right? So he's specifically talked about this. So I think any judge could argue, or any lawyer could argue, that you've made it clear.
Yeah. I mean, although look, America is, especially he's in California. California, you know, most drugs are actually pretty much legal there. So it's not like weed or, you know, and other drugs are kind of now they're lowering them to so they're not as bad, you know, as they were.
But he might end up... Do you know what, though?
The problem is, like, where's he going to go?
Well, and the thing is, there may be witnesses who will be prepared to speak and say, well, actually, no, I saw him, or this or that.
Right.
Because he has upset quite a few people, in particular some who may have kept his
I know
confidence.
under President Biden, you know, apparently he is protected because of Meghan Markle's sort of ties with the deep state Democrats. But I think, you know, once Biden's out, you know, he needs to kind of watch out a little bit more.
Because it's going to be quite embarrassing if that does transpire, that he has lied, and, you know, if Trump does
win. It's just a bit embarrassing, I think, at this point. Like, this story is sort of continued. But I don't think, yes, people look at him as a bit silly, and he said a lot of things in that book that were not necessary.
Don't remind me.
And it's kind of like, you know...
Are we all getting we're all thinking about the 8-hour cream, aren't we?
I still use that on a regular basis, actually.
God, I've got some, but it's in my bag. I'm not using it again.
It is an essential for every woman.
Well, we all know that he's obviously trying to sell copies of his books, so I suppose he'll try and get out of it that way, but I don't know. What about Meghan Markle, that controlling behaviour that was on display?
Yeah.
It appeared that she kind of moved the girl out of the way. But the girl did look good in that red dress, in that white dress, sorry.
Yeah, she did. I watched the video, and it was very much like Meghan Markle putting her stamp on Harry, like, he's mine, like, go over there. She sort of hand signals him, go over there, and then, you know, goes in for the kiss.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's quite sort of a dominating, her gestures were dominating. Like, she was like, you know, this is my guy.
Wasn't she?
Do not come near him. Not letting, like, another woman to even stand next to him in the photo.
And that's not a good look, is it?
No.
You should be secure in yourself with your partner.
And those giant stilettos, I mean, look, she looked good, but you don't really wear stilettos to a polo match. Like, wear some nice, like, wedges or something.
Wear something comfortable instead of something that's...
But you can look elegant, but just it's something that fits in a bit more.
Well, but the girl looked good, though, I've got to say, because there's a picture of the girl from the back, and she's an incredible figure and everything. Right. And arguably that dress is a little bit nicer than Meghan's. But, I mean, you look, But she should... Meghan doesn't usually show public displays of affection.
Right, usually she's, like, pushing him away and kind of, like, rolling her eyes. And so I'm sure this is all... I don't know if it's a premeditated, but, you know, she's now launching her new strawberry jam that just came out. God.
Who's going to eat that? Sweet and sicky.
I know.
Doesn't she not see the parallels? She's come out with some strawberry jam, sweet and sicky. Do you know what I mean?
Right. I mean, this is her first product has just been launched, so... I don't know. What are the other products? Do we know yet?
There's birdseed. I know there's birdseed.
Okay, and there's, like, some dog organic shampoo.
God, it's just so unrelatable to most people. I don't have birds. I don't have bird seed. I don't have the space for cages and animals. I mean, I don't know what she thinks she's doing. It feels like she's at a loss as to her own brand identity, and it's all these little things that she thinks, let's
Right,
give
but
that a
wasn't
go.
that like part of the contract with the Queen that they cannot use their titles in a way to be selling products?
Well, that ship has sailed, hasn't it, really? And what about this Netflix, obviously, following her around? She's got this
The
new...
cooking show?
Yeah, this new thing. It's not going to be in her mansion or their mansion. It's going to be another one further up.
Yeah, so I heard about that a while ago. So when their documentary came out, you know, they signed like a series of like 4 or 5, and it was actually going to be, they were supposed to be doing one together, I think, originally, like a sort of a holistic type of book to go with the show. So I don't know, maybe she's a good cook. You know, let's see. But I think Harry's polo life, I mean, I can see that in a way, you know, people being interested in that sort of bird's eye view, but it's not like it's a sport that is, it's not like something that is so universal that a lot of people play polo.
Well, it's unrelatable, isn't it?
It's not very relatable to a lot of people. No. It is to possibly like his little group, but there's not that many people that play polo if you compare it to other sports.
Have you played it?
I've tried, and it's actually a lot. I ride horses, and it's a lot harder than it looks. You know, when you watch it being played very well, I actually went to a match last year and saw Prince William playing. And it looks, when they play well, it's like, I guess, like football. When they play well, it just looks like effortless. But it is quite exciting, actually, polo.
Exciting, great game, but for the rich.
Right.
So it's totally unrelatable to the general public.
Yeah,
for most
it's
people.
not. Yeah, it's quite hard to get into polo matches. I think, you know. So
interesting.
Let's see.
Well, we shall see. Watch this space, Lady Victoria Hervey. Thank you very much for joining me. It's really good to talk to you. Well, that is, of course, Lady Victoria Hervey. Well, it's not just Meghan Markle that's making headlines. Her brother Thomas is making a name for himself via his YouTube page by mocking his half-sister and spreading conspiracy theories. The videos have drawn criticism from royal experts and politicians, with accusations of harassment and betrayal levelled against him. Despite not having spoken to her for over a decade, Thomas continues to produce content attacking Meghan and the royal family on the YouTube channel. So joining me now to tell us more is Lizzie Cundy. Lizzie, welcome. Lizzie, how would you describe the way that Meghan Markle's half-brother Thomas is treating her in those YouTube videos?
Well, obviously, Thomas Markle Jr. is upset with her. She's treated their father appallingly, has not been in touch with him at all since his heart attacks and strokes, has totally written a narrative on how they were brought up and pushed him out of her life completely. So you can understand him with being a little bit bitter, Nana.
Although I think it's like been about 10 years or however long it has that they haven't spoken. So even before she married Harry, I think there's still form of them not having the closest of relationships. So is he justified in coming out with these mocking videos?
Well, I don't think it's justified, and it is hurtful. But I think you've got to look at that. It's his father too. And she's treated him pretty badly, Nana. Totally ignored them all. And the sister, Samantha. And she's totally kind of written them out of her own life. And I think that the family now are feeling very upset and hurt with her. And I would, if I was one of her siblings, I would feel very, disappointed in how they've treated the whole family.
Because, you know, as I was talking into this, people are accusing him of betrayal, but yet, to be fair, whilst I don't condone the videos, I think some of them are a bit crass. It's a bit much. But if anyone's betrayed anyone, looking at it, she appears to have betrayed the entire family.
Well, she has betrayed the whole entire family. And also, don't forget, Samantha has also been banned off X, off Twitter. And she was just remarking on a video encouraging self-defence. And it seems like there is a plot and a plan with all the Harry and Meghan fans and the Sussex squad to get rid of anyone that criticises Meghan. You know, there are complaints done, and no one is allowed, obviously, to criticise Meghan. And of course, she's launched her new website about cookery, gardening, jam making. And she wants it all to be good press. So she doesn't want anyone being critical of her whatsoever.
Why do you think she's gone down that route? I mean, I suspect she wants to show a different side of herself, but to be fair, the signs that we've seen so far don't look so great. Why do you think that she's coming out with this now? There's obviously got to be a plan underneath it.
Well, Nana, she's got to reinvent herself, hasn't she? It's not really worked out here, hasn't it? And I think across the pond, they're sick to death of her. Slating the royal family, making up lies, saying there was an alleged racist, bad mouthing Kate, saying she made her cry and all the rest of it. People are a bit of sick of her. So I think she's relaunched herself as this Gwyneth Paltrow type. And they've got these new two Netflix, who can believe it, that are coming to us about making jam and cookery and gardening, as I said, and there's Harry about polo playing. It's not really relatable, and I think it's pretty insensitive when Catherine's going through what she's going through, and the King is that we don't know
Yeah.
what's happening with him with his cancer issues. I think it's really insensitive, to be honest.
I find it fascinating that they think, and, like Harry, obviously he's got the Heart of Invictus thing coming up, 10 years, and they're going to be, he may well be coming to this country, but I do find it quite astonishing that they think that people won't look on this and think how ridiculous they're coming across. Do you know what I mean? It feels to me that they should realise how ridiculous they're coming across and how heartless and insensitive they look, but they don't appear to realise any of that.
No, they never read the room, Nana, do they? They're so into themselves, they can't see the wood for the trees. And, we heard Meghan there going on about the trolling, saying, poor me, all the horrible comments. And you just think, well, look at what you've actually done to poor Kate. And there's this group called the Sussex Squad, and they've never come out and condemned this lot and write terrible stuff about the royal family and have made Kate's life a misery.
So this new thing, America Riviera Orchard, do you think that it will have any chance of being successful? Because she was very good at the TIG, which was the thing that she had, her influencing site that she set up before she was with Harry, which she kind of had to close down because she joined the royal family. Do you think that this American, I don't know why so many words, American Riviera Orchard, do you need to type that all in for it to come out?
Well, quite frankly, Nana, no, I don't think anyone will be interested at all. It's fake, it's phony, it's cheesy. There she is making jam with Nancy Wilson playing in the background. There's pictures of her in a ball gown in the garden. I mean, do really people going to be interested in this? I think, quite frankly, we've all had enough of her.
It's sort of like little fantasies that she's played in her head, and it's going to look like this with the music and the wind blowing through my hair and completely forgetting the fact of the things that they've done.
It's like she's done this fairy tale that she wants everyone to believe this is what her life is. And her pots of jam, apparently the labels are peeling off. She's saying she loves the jam and the lid's still tightly on. And it just seems like it's all so fake and phony. I think people are really seeing her for what she is. I think she should come out and actually apologise for what she's done to poor Kate and maybe not be so insensitive.
And what do you make of the fact that she's carrying on with it all, though? She's launching her new solo thing on Netflix now without Harry, and this will be filmed in a Montecito mansion, maybe a couple of doors down, because the whole thing is actually about her and everything. But instead of giving us a shot of her actual house, which is fair enough, she's filming it somewhere else. But I don't know. I just don't get it.
I just actually think, Nana, she's so deluded. She's so full of her own me, Meghan, and she's not going to stop. She needs to reinvent herself, but sadly, they've dined out on the royal family. They've slated the royal family. I'm afraid people have just had enough of them, and I just don't think any project she does now is going to work.
I actually feel sorry for her, and not in I want to be, sorry. I feel sorry for her that she seems to lack any sense of self-awareness, that these sort of things she's continuing with. I don't understand what PR she has or who's around her, but they should tell her that this... I appreciate she wants to set up her own thing, and regardless, But if she wants it to be a success, I suggest she considers her timing. Listen, Lizzie Cundy, it is always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you very much. That is, of course, the fabulous Lizzie Cundy. If you want to find out more, then check us out on gbnews.com/America. I'm Nana Acquia.